In 484 BC, Sun Tzu, known as the Master of War, helped the king of Wu defeat a powerful rival and rise to power. However, soon after, Sun Tzu quietly stepped away from public life while his former king continued to wage war, seeking greater dominance. That ambition ended in disaster. Sun Tzu had already warned of this. A true strategist must understand the full cost of war before claiming to understand its benefits. Long before the age of modern diplomacy, The Art of War, the world's oldest known book on military strategy, offered a remarkable vision. Far from glorifying battle, its pages speak of caution, patience, and peace. This philosophy points to something deeper, an idea that has shaped Chinese thinking for thousands of years. The character He, often translated as harmony. China's interactions with the world, from the westward journey of Han envoy Zhang Qian, to the epic land and sea trade routes of the Tang and Song dynasties, to the peaceful voyages of Ming Admiral Zheng Han, often reflected the same ideal: build trust, seek harmony, and respect neighbors. Samuel Huntington once proposed that the future would be shaped by a clash of civilizations. But today, this episode asks a different question. Can civilizations cooperate, not compete, to shape a better future? History offers perspective and perhaps unexpected hope. This is not a story of China alone, but a journey we all share.
Three, two, one, rolling. I'm a Japanese documentary filmmaker living in China. Not long ago, I made a film about the Yangtze River. 6,300 kilometers from source to sea. Along the way, I witnessed just how much China has changed over the past 10 years. I've always been interested in showing the real China and the real lives of the people here to the world. So this time, I'm setting off on a new journey to understand its past and maybe where it's headed next. This is Kashgar, or Kashgar in Chinese. Look at this road. Over 600 sharp curves through the mountains. It's tough even now. More than 2,000 years ago, a man named Zhang Qian passed through here on a journey that would change history, opening the door between China and the wider world. It's so packed, I can't see a thing. About 300 kilometers away on the Pamir Plateau, Tashqorgan was the last outpost on the ancient Silk Road in China. This airport is stunning. I'm already blown away by the view. It's home to one of the world's 4 great stone cities. And right by the ruins, I met Alif, the local tourism official.
我现在在采访，就是探索张骞的故事。
那您来对地方了。张骞曾经也在这驻足过。
是什么东西？
北京音乐，雄鹰飞过帕米尔。
啊，
自带 BGM。这边就是当时内城的最中央。
这儿？
对，就这个台子。而且，它还有一个名字，我们给它取名叫博望台。
博望台。
对。为什么叫博望台呢？先从字面意思来说，博就是广大深的意思。你看站在这儿，你可以看到最远、
对、
最广、最宽的地方。
哦。
同时呢，第二层意思。张骞出使完西域以后，他回去被封侯了，当时给他起的名就叫博望侯。
博望侯，
对。
Zhang Qian was just 27 when he set out on his mission.
He left Chang'an with about 100 people, heading west, over the Pamirs, all the way to what's now Uzbekistan and Afghanistan.
所以这是中国和中东中亚的一个怎么说 hub
交汇点，对
交汇点。
是文化、历史、金融、交通都是通过这边，这是一个交融点。西方学者称这里为 the key of the Silk Road， 丝绸之路上的一把钥匙，就指的这里。
好奇他们怎么走过来的这里。
Standing on the Boawang Terrace, where the ancient stone city once stood, it's hard to picture how Zhang Qian and his men managed to travel all the way here, crossing mountains and unknown lands. But they did. And that journey opened a lasting connection between China and Western regions. Today, a new road crosses the Pamirs, the Karakoram Highway, also known as the Friendship Road between China and Pakistan.
哦，巴基斯坦，啊，66公里，
对
阿富汗
阿富汗走廊，
往上走了。
从这条路呢，我们直走可以到达，世界上海拔最高的宫门，红旗拉普宫门。
红旗拉普宫门。
对，314。
红旗拉普是什么意思？
红旗拉普，塔吉克语的意思是血染红的通道。
Starting from Kashgar, the Karakoram Highway runs about 400 kilometers through China and over 800 through Pakistan, cutting across some of the toughest terrain on Earth. It was built in the 60s and 70s, and during that time, hundreds of Chinese and Pakistani workers lost their lives to make it possible.
这海拔多高啊？现在
海拔
很难受啊，
5200，
这么高啊？
是，
我现在腿麻了都。
很正常。所以可想而知，当时的修路这个环境，筑路工人们是面对了多少的困难。
对呀，哎，那边是巴基斯坦人吗？
对，那边是巴基斯坦，他们也是来看国境的。
Hello， 哦，他们也在拍我们。
对，互相拍。
让人感动的还是这个互相打招呼的那种。这个很少看到，不是单方向的，双方向的。
对，双向奔赴。
This road didn't just open up trade, it brought people together. These days, a lot of Pakistanis live and do business in the town of Tashkurgan, building their futures here.
哎，您是巴基斯坦人吗？
我是巴基斯坦人。
哦，你好，你好，你好，你好。
你好，你好，
这位是他的爱人，
这是我爱人。
哦，你好，你好，
你好
我是竹内亮。
我是山西省的，
山西的。
对，
怎么会山西人和巴基斯坦人住在塔县呢？
The couple actually met back in college. Now, they've been running this jewelry shop here together for almost a decade. And the story of how this road was built through hardship and sacrifice still moves them deeply.
当时修路的时候，就是我们那边这个生活水平比较低，
很穷是吧？
对，很穷，这没有，就是医生嘛，修路的这个
工程队，
工程队，他们不是大夫
啊，医生啊，医生也带过
医生。当时我妈妈也是生病厉害，然后很多人，村子的很多人，他们生病了，他们去看
病是吧？
看病去。
你能感受到他们是从内心里的感谢中国为我们修了这条中巴友谊路，
到现在，
到现在对，到现在还在。我们当时修这条路的时候，也是在中国最困难的时候，全靠人力一颗一个石头砸出来，这样一块一块石头背上去，我觉得太不容易了。而他们是不求任何回报的。
Hui Yinting told me that near their home in Gilgit, there's a memorial park for 88 Chinese workers. Ali Ahmad has looked after the place for over 40 years. He saw how hard they worked, so when the park was built in 1978, he chose to stay and care for it.
我每次去的时候，我就是会忍不住的会真的，尤其是看到那样的他们那些英雄，你不知道他的名字。我的家在这个陵园的附近，今年我现在回去的时候，我可能会带我的小孩，让他们也体会到这种现在的这样的一个
幸福生活的
经济的发展、和平，
来之不易，
对这种友谊。 来之不易的，是建立在这样的英雄的这种奉献、牺牲的这样的一个基础上的。
In recent years, the highway was renovated and extended, becoming a key part of the Belt and Road Initiative. It's a road trip full of dreams and connections that stretch across borders, and a tribute to those who brought it to life.
罗光荣、戚祖林、李平安、彭安忠、李松奎。
It's not just in Gilgit. Another 70 Chinese martyrs rest here in Kashgar. While visiting, I came across a group of veterans paying tribute.
徐茂一鞠躬，二鞠躬，三鞠躬。这个我代表我们全体原八干部战士来看望你们。
为什么每年都来呢？
因为我们有最好的朋友戚楚林，他生前我们的关系相当好。
还有那个雪崩，雪崩下来以后没法唱，没法躲。有一次一下子埋了我们25个人。
中国人民是一不怕苦，二不怕死，有一种革命的精神来修建这一条公路的。
After getting to know the Karakoram Highway, I realized this is more than just a road between two countries. It's a bridge between people. Without this road, there wouldn't be much connection or understanding. With a way to reach each other, meet face to face, we see who they really are. And that's how misunderstandings and biases start to disappear. After finishing those epic journeys to the far west, I've just come back to the city where I live, Nanjing. It's also a city with a rich history connected to the Silk Road. Zheng Han, the great explorer from 600 years ago, actually traveled even farther than Zhangqian. Nanjing was where his fleet set sail on those incredible voyages across the seas. I grew up hearing tales of his amazing journeys, how his ships reached all the way to the east coast of Africa, to Kenya. While I was searching online, I came across someone from Kenya with a strong bond to China. Her name is Sharif, and she's currently training as an intern doctor at a traditional Chinese medicine clinic right here in Nanjing.
你好，沙里夫吗？哎，你好，你好，我是朱内亮。你好，你好，你好，你好。针扎在。
She has studied traditional Chinese medicine in China for 10 years and has already opened a clinic back home in Kenya. This visit to Nanjing is just for some brief training before she heads back. When she heard I was tracing Zheng Ha's journey, she got really excited and invited me to visit her hometown, a place known as the China Village. After 3 flights and 2 boat rides, over 30 hours of travel, I finally arrived at Sharif's hometown, Siu Village, in the Lamu Archipelago, Kenya.
Wow!
Finally, some houses in sight. We made it. The villagers gave us a warm welcome, in a way that was deeply local and heartfelt. Here in Siu Village, there's an old story. One of Zheng Ha's ships hit a reef nearby, and some sailors stayed. Shu Reef is believed to be one of their descendants. She grew up with these stories and got curious about China. In 2002, just after high school, she wrote to the Chinese embassy. To her surprise, the ambassador visited the village and later wrote her back.
他们给你的回信，
对对对，回我这个。
里面写的什么内容？
他说，本来已经很多年也过去，但是还是我们觉得也是，任何的那个会的。他说就是这样的一个力量，感觉他们就是非常一个好。
还是交流是互相的。
是的，是的。
他们也感动，你们也感动，才能够可以交流起来。
This letter changed Sharif's life. It brought her to China, where she studied traditional medicine. Now, whenever she returns to her village, she treats people who need help. This time, she took me to meet one of her longtime patients.
所以打了什么学位？
我打了就是做生理学呀，就是在送中国进口的，所以针灸也是很方便的，不需要那么多的那个。
So far from China, in this small island village, I'm seeing acupuncture used to heal. She took me to a well-known place in her village.
这个吗？
是的。
哦。有。
哎，收拾。
那这个坟墓是朝哪个方向？
朝东的。
朝东的吗？
对。
朝中国的意思。
你看看，这个以前就是有那个碎片，就是碗就是在里面，然后有一些中文字。
哦。
The old pottery and inscriptions have long since disappeared. But she says growing up, she could always feel these traces of Eastern culture around her. That connection sparked her curiosity and a deep longing for China, the very reason her life took a new path.
你好。郑和本人来过这儿吗？应该没有来过吧？
他的
船员本人没有来过。好多中国人来这边的时候，大家不怕吗？
Because there was no fighting between the other people.
Zheng He's fleet didn't bring war. They lived peacefully and shared useful farming tools and skills, ways to help communities grow and thrive.
We are going to see the evidence to show the Chinese who live in our areas. Chinese bring us porcelains and we exchange to them. Like we export ivory. And also we have the history about the family from China who were founded in Sioux. The ship sank. So those who have survived the intermarriage with the local people. Even today we have some blood from China. Yes.
Where were these items found?
We have those who are heritage from families.
我今天参观了这个西游村啊，第一个感受是，你太不容易了。
谢谢。
这么远，从中国到这儿，你觉得以后会有第二个夏瑞夫、第三个夏瑞夫吗？
我不只希望有第二个，也会100、200的。
100、200。
希望以后我们有一个很好的这个桥梁。
Sharif now lives in Nairobi, the capital. But her mother lives in Mombasa, the country's second largest city. Sharif often takes the train to visit her. The 480-kilometer journey takes just over 4 hours.
你看这个票，跟中国的高铁票一模一样。Jumbo。
Welcome.
Thank you. 所以你经常坐这条路？
我经常坐，差不多每天有3班这个。
3班。
对。所以就很方便嘛。
日本没有这种地方。
这中国特色，
所以很好奇，然后跟前面的人聊天嘛，一边聊一边吃瓜子，这个很怀念。没想到在非洲重新体验这个中国的卧铺。
Between Mombasa and Nairobi, there used to be just one narrow railway, built over 100 years ago by the British. It was old, poorly maintained, and often unsafe. In 2017, with help from China, a new railway was built, faster and much safer for both passengers and cargo. On this railway, Chinese experts work side by side with Kenyan apprentices, a tradition of passing skills from one generation to the next. It's a bond that crosses borders.
所以这些机器的操作啊，都是您教的吗？
不能说这些都是我教，每个人岗位不同嘛。这个是我带的小徒弟
啊，徒弟，徒弟，你好，你好，你好。
啊，你好。
你会讲中文吗？
我会讲中文。
哇，厉害呀！你教他中文的吗？
不是，他在长沙上过大学。
啊，是吗？当时为什么选择中国呢？
我觉得就是中国就是有那个高速发展，很多非洲国家就是的道路还有铁路。都是有中国的公司修建，所以我觉得是个好机会。
我就每次去带几张空白纸，我给他把线路画出来。
画出来。这
有几条线路，一台机车作业这些条线路需要多长时间？可能时间长了就能得到一些理解了。我的现在目前想法，我的得到这么多年的管理经验和我的专业一些方面的一些知识，我毫不保留一定要给他们。我不希望未来说我看到这条铁路我走了之后它干不好，我希望它干得更好。
Back in Nanjing, Zhenghe Park stands as a testament to those epic voyages that forever connected distant lands and people. I've been tracing the journeys of Zhenghe and Zhangqian, but it's not long before I'm back in the air, heading to a place I've always wanted to visit. Athens, the birthplace of Western civilization. When these ancient worlds were rising, were they more alike or different? And today, are we growing apart or coming closer? To search for some answers, I'm starting at the Acropolis. Over 2,000 years ago, this hill stood not just for strength, but for a deeper understanding of what it means to be human.
这边我们看到的就是
那个
帕特农神殿。
哦，
对，这也是整个雅典的标志性的一个建筑。
哦，
屹立在雅典市中心已经2500年了。
哎，当时中国的话，什么时代？那个秦朝吗？
是
秦始皇的吗？汉代。
然后那个战国时期比秦始皇还要早。
哇，
这就是典型的希腊式的建筑，上面有一个三角顶。
哦，三角顶现在已经三角顶已经没了。
对，三角顶已经全部由于战争战乱全部毁掉了。哦，有一些浮雕还有的保存的，但是全放在那个博物馆里。
就那个三角的那个部分，对吧？
Εδώ έχουμε όλα τα αετώματα, βρισκόμαστε στο δυτικό αέτωμα. Εδώ βλέπουμε τον κορμό της Αθηνάς και τον Ποσειδώνα.
就我刚才看到了这个部分的模型，那个雅典娜的盾里面有那个蛇嘛，那个看到那个蛇的时候，想到了那个《山海经》的那个女娲，还有点像，我觉得。
Το φίδι στην ελληνική μυθολογία είναι πολύ σημαντικό γιατί ζει πολλά χρόνια και επίσης αλλάζει το δέρμα του κάθε χρόνο, άρα έχει την αίσθηση της αναγέννησης και είναι και σοφό γιατί γνωρίζει τα μυστικά της γης.
所以中国和希腊的文化不知不觉的有那种相通的点，我觉得。
Ένα από τα καλύτερα ευρήματα είναι αυτό εδώ της Αθηνάς και επομένως ουσιαστικά σκύβει λίγο το κεφάλι για να δείξει τη θλίψη της για όλους αυτούς που σκοτώθηκαν στη διάρκεια των Περσικών και των άλλων πολέμων.
In this piece of Western treasure, the goddess of wisdom and war reflects on the cost of war and the weight it leaves behind.
Ήταν δική μου πρωτοβουλία. Το Μουσείο της Ακρόπολης, πριν φύγει για το αεροδρόμιο, ήταν η τελευταία στιγμή της επισκεψής του, τον έφερα να δει τη σκεπτομένη Αθηνά και του εξήγησα εγώ ίδιος.
那当时习主席看的时候有什么反应呢？
Η αντίδρασή του ήταν σχεδόν σαν να σκεφτόμαστε μαζί. Ότι πρέπει να αποφεύγουμε τους πολέμους. Οι κατακτήσεις των ανθρώπων είναι κάτι που καταστρέφει την ειρήνη γενικότερα, αλλά και τον ίδιο τον άνθρωπο.
那您记不记得呢？当时习主席提到的几个为伍的这个中国古典的一个成语吧？
Ακριβώς.
The saying comes from a true story in Chinese history. Long ago, King Zhuang of Chu won a battle. His ministers wanted to celebrate by piling up the enemy's bodies. But the king said no. He showed that the word for conflict is made of stop and weapon. Real strength is stopping war, not starting it.
Μπορούν να εκπέμψουν το ίδιο μήνυμα. Και αμυνθήκαμε εμείς οι Έλληνες, κερδίσαμε. Αλλά όχι για να πάμε να κατακτήσουμε τους Πέρσες. Αλλά για να τους πούμε ότι μέσα από αυτή την άμυνα υπερασπιστήκαμε έναν πολιτισμό και είμαστε έτοιμοι να αρχίσουμε και το διάλογο με τον καθένα. Αλλά σε καμία περίπτωση δεν μπορούμε να αποδεχθούμε την τάση των άλλων να μας επιβάλλουν το δικό τους πολιτισμό. Είναι αυτό το μεγάλο μήνυμα που θέλαμε να εκπέμψουμε με τον πρόεδρο Σι. Ξέρουν ο καθένας μιλώντας με τον άλλο συμπληρώνεται, αλληλοσυμπληρώνονται οι πολιτισμοί. Ξέρετε, χαίρομαι ιδιαίτερα γιατί αυτή τη συνέντευξη εκ μέρους της Κίνας μου την παίρνει ένας Ιαπωνέζος. Μιλάει με αυτή την αγάπη και αυτή τη γνώση για τον κινέζικο πολιτισμό, δείχνοντας ότι μέσα από τον πολιτισμό ξεπερνάμε ακόμα και τα μεγαλύτερα προβλήματα όπως είναι ο πόλεμος.
非常荣幸啊，感动了。
I've lived in China for years now, capturing its stories through my lens. As a Japanese filmmaker, it's been a journey of sharing China with the world and the world with China. And this is the hope I carry. When nations choose dialogue and cooperation, they open the door to real understanding and new possibilities.
Όλες αυτές εδώ εγκαταστάσεις θα φιλοξενεί.
Some say civilizations are bound to clash, and maybe that's why history has seen so many wars. But as I've traveled, met people, and listened to their stories, I've come to see things differently. I've come to understand what many in China often say: seek common ground while respecting differences. Just look at the statues of two of the world's wisest philosophers, Socrates and Confucius. Everything from their clothes to their cultures is different, yet they spoke to something universal. No civilization stands alone. The spirit of harmony resonates far beyond any one land or people, calling for a balance that nurtures peace. I'm honored to be part of this journey. It's an invitation to recognize our shared humanity.